Hello everyone. So welcome to KCET 2017 Solutions. This is our physics subject and I am Satish TS here, lecturer in physics at Gurukula Sirsi. So here I have physics question paper. The overall analysis of the question paper is it is really moderate to difficult level question paper. We cannot say this is an easy question paper. So average marks for this question paper is around 45 marks. If you score 45 and above, that will be the good effort or it will be the good result, we can say. So here we have first question as the mean energy of a molecule of an ideal gas is. A simple question. We know that E by is equal to E divided by N, so that is equal to 3 by 2 kT, so that must be the answer for that. The second question is a jet plane of wing span 20 meter is traveling towards west at a speed of 400 meter per second. If the earth's total magnetic field is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla and the dip angle is 30 degree at the place, the voltage difference developed across the ends of the wings is. So simple problem, we have the formula that induced EMF E is equal to BVL sin theta. Suppose if I substitute the values B, V and L and theta as 30 degree, I will get 16 divided by 10, that is what, 1.6 volts. Let me go to the third question. A body of mass 50 kg is suspended using a spring balance inside a lift at rest. If the lift starts falling freely, the reading of the spring balance is. So here the lift is traveling downwards, so obviously the scale reading when it is moving down, that must be equal to m into g minus a divided by g, as we discussed in the synopsis. So here it is moving freely, right? So obviously the acceleration must be is equal to gravitational acceleration, so that is what, g minus g. So obviously m into g minus g divided by g, so that will give the answer as 0. Fourth one, the working of the magnetic braking of trains is based on, this is the application of linear eddy current, so therefore eddy current is the answer for that. The next question is very good question. In an AC circuit shown, keeping K pressed, if an iron rod is inserted into the coil, the bulb in the circuit is. See, suppose if we insert the coil inside the inductor, its inductance increases, so therefore current through the bulb will decreases, so that decreases the brightness of the bulb, so obviously brightness decreases is the answer. Next question, sixth question. A bar magnet is allowed to fall vertically through a copper coil placed in a horizontal plane. The magnet falls with a net acceleration. Okay, here this question is based on Lenz's law here. So once it comes nearest to the coil, it produces the current, right? Obviously, according to Lenz's law, it produces the current. And obviously, the north pole opposes the north pole. So obviously, what will happen? Its acceleration obviously decreases. So therefore, we can say that G is less than actually the actual. So obviously, less than G is the answer for that. Yeah. Next question, seventh one. The value of the acceleration due to gravity at a depth of 1600 km is equal to. So for this we have formula that G bar is equal to G. I mean new acceleration due to gravitation is equal to acceleration due to gravitation into 1 minus d divided by r, where d is the distance and r is the radius of the earth. Suppose if I substitute the values as g, d and r, I will left with 7.35 in meter per second square. That is the answer for that. Next question. The next question is eighth question. Two balls are thrown simultaneously in air. The acceleration of the center of mass of the two balls when in air is. That xm, center of mass, is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2. So here they have given that two balls are thrown simultaneously in air, correct? So obviously simultaneously in the sense they must be traveling with the same acceleration. So obviously v1 is equal to v2 is equal to g. So obviously suppose if I take g outside, So obviously inside M1 and M2 will be there. So divided by M1 plus M2. So M1 plus M2, M1 plus M2 cancels each other. We left with G as the answer. Really good question. We have the value of I in the figure shown in the figure is. So this is based on the Kirchhoff's current law. See, they have given 20 ampere current is flowing here and 5 ampere current is leaving the junction. So obviously at this point, this must be the 15 ampere current must be flowing. So on the other hand, 4 ampere current is entering this junction, and here it must be 19 ampere current must be leaving the junction. Exactly right. So on the other hand, 3 ampere is leaving the junction and 5 ampere current is joining the junction. Obviously the leaving junction is 2 ampere current. So here I must be equal to 19 plus 2, because 19 and 2 are incoming currents. So obviously 21 ampere must be the answer for that. So 10th question is, if vector E and vector B represent electric and magnetic field vectors of an electromagnetic wave, the direction of propagation of the wave is along. Obviously we know that the property of the EM waves, that is what E and B are always perpendicular to one another. So obviously they must travel in the direction of E cross B. That is the answer for that. Go for the next question, that is what 11th one. A system of two capacitors of capacitance 2 microfarad and 4 microfarad is connected in series across a potential difference of 6 volt. The electric charge and energy stored in the system is an easy problem. So try to find out what is the equivalent capacitance of 2 microfarad and 4 microfarad. So that will give you the result of 2 into 4 divided by 2 plus 4. So that will give you the value of 4 by 3 microfarad. So that 4 by 3 microfarad which is connected to the battery of 6 volt. So the charge flowing in the circuit, that is Q is equal to C into V. So that will give you the value of 4 by 3 micro into 6. So that will give you the value of 8 micro coulomb as the charge flowing in the circuit. Similarly, if you want to find out the energy stored in the capacitor, energy stored is equal to half CV square. So obviously half into C value we know 4 by 3 and V square is, that is what, 6 to the power of 2. So obviously the answer must be 24 microjoules is the answer. Let's go for the 12th question. So it says that out of the following graphs, one that correctly represents IV characteristic of ohmic device. So ohmic device in the sense they are always linear in nature. So only one graph which is linear through the origin. So therefore this graph is the right answer for that question. Go for 13th question. Young's modulus is defined as the ratio. It's a direct question. We can define Young's modulus as stress divided by strain. So obviously we can say it is tensile stress divided by, this is what, longitudinal strain. This is what, longitudinal strain. So this is the answer for that. And 14th question, the scientist who is credited with the discovery of nucleus in an atom is, really direct question, it is a Rutherford is the answer for that. Please keep on watching the next video to get the solutions of others as well. Thank you.